Hello YouTube, xxMason here, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my opinions over the Xbox One versus the PS4. Let's get to it. Okay, so I've been getting questions from everyone to share my opinions and tell them what I think about the Xbox One and the PS4, the console wars, and Microsoft versus Sony, everything that's going on right now. Because if you haven't known, you've been living under a rock. The PS4 and the Xbox One has been released. They've been talked about at E3. Everybody's been talking about it on YouTube, and people are deciding if they're going to go with the PS4 and the Xbox One. And I guess I'm here to help you guys out. And before I get started, I want to say this video is going to be kind of like a vlog type video, because it won't be many cuts and stuff like that. So it's not going to be that professional, because I'm just talking to you guys, giving my opinions, which is kind of like a vlog video. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with, I'm just going to talk about my opinions. I'm going to state some facts and some things that actually make the better console better, and what I think about it in my opinion. So I won't be doing it for like all the tech geeks out there. I'm going to be doing it for where everybody can understand. Say if someone just want to learn about the new Xbox One and they thought it was still called the Xbox 720, and they just came on their computer and they can watch this video where they can actually understand what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to start off with one of the main things of deciding which one you're going to get is the price. And as you know, the Xbox One goes for $500, as the PS4 goes for $400. Actually, it's $399 for the PS4 and it's $499 for the Xbox One. But if you round it off, it's gonna go up anyway. So as you can see, the PS4 is $100 cheaper than the Xbox One, which is a huge selling point because the Xbox One has the Kinect included in the box, which brings the price up to $100. So you can see that the Kinect costs $100, and even if Sony wanted to include their Sony camera, it would still be cheaper than the Xbox One, because the Sony camera only costs $60. And yes, the Sony camera has been improved and the Xbox Kinect has been improved, so the prices have gone up on both of them. And yeah, Xbox One actually wanted to make the Xbox Kinect mandatory to play the games, which is probably why they included it in every box and made the price so high. But once they got the feedback and all the hate and everything about why they had to have the Kinect on at all times, everything, and they had to check in 24 hours a day, and they realized that that wasn't a good idea, so they changed it. And because they wasn't getting much sales, if you don't know, the PS4 has way more pre-orders than the Xbox One, and I think that's a big feature right there. Also, if you have to be playing for online features on both systems now. So if you want to play online multiplayer, you have to pay $50 a month. No, $50 a year. $50 a month, that would be crazy. But you have to pay $50 a year for PS4 for PS Plus. And see that cough right there? I'm not cutting that out. But as I was saying, you have to pay $50 a year for PS Plus, and you get to play online. You get all the features that you would normally get when you on the PS3. You can play online, all that. And also, instead of before you have to pay as PS Plus, you can still get the free-to-play games if you don't want to pay for PS Plus. You can get free-to-play games like DC Universe, and you can still record your gameplay. You can do things like that without even having. You can get on Netflix, all that, without having to pay for PS Plus. Which on Xbox Live you have to pay for Xbox Live, which is $60 a year. Yes, it's $10 more, not much, but yes, it's still more, and Xbox is still trying to make more money. So even with Xbox Live, you have to have Xbox Live to record your gameplay, to get on Netflix and all that. If you had an Xbox 360, you would know that you had to have Xbox Gold to get on Netflix, which was pretty crazy, but you had to, and that was what they required because it brings in more money for them and them as a business. I guess that's how they like to do things. But I think that since they're trying to make money off of us instead of trying to make us happy, that's why they're not doing too good in the sales. And also, yeah, let's get to the next thing, which is the new features. Now, I'm going to start off with the PS4 and the new features that it has. I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying the ones that kind of made me go to the PS4. And the first thing we're going to talk about is party chat. Now, if you didn't know, the Xbox 360 had party chat where you could be playing a certain game and they could be playing a certain game, and you don't have to play the same game. You can still talk to each other, where on the PS3 you had to be playing in the same game and you had to be in like the same lobby to actually talk to each other, and you couldn't talk to each other without. So that's what's kind of the reason why I like Xbox 360 better, because you can actually talk with your friends, because I have like a lot of friends that had the PS3 and I couldn't talk to them because they would be playing like Grand Theft Auto while I'm playing Black Ops, or they'll be playing Black Ops while I'm playing Madden, and then I'll just be having to talk to the person that's a stranger that's on the other line of who I'm playing with, instead of being able to talk to my friends in Party Chat. But now they added Party Chat to the PS4, so you can be playing games and you can be talking to each other just like you could on Xbox 360. And before I go on, I don't know if I'm going to call myself a fanboy or not, but I actually like the Xbox 360 better than the PS3, but so I'm going to stay there for now. And you also, if you have a PlayStation Vita, you can be in a party chat with people on the PS4. I guess they're trying to incorporate their PS Vita more with the PS4 so they can get more sales, I guess, because the PS Vita really didn't impress me that much. I do know people who have one and they have fun with it, but me, I didn't actually get into it because I didn't like the PS Vita, I guess. I actually had the original PSP, but I just didn't go for the PS Vita. But you can be in a party chat with people on PS4, which is another cool thing that you can do. And yeah, the party chat is just a cool thing that you can do. Now also, they've improved the DualShock 4 controller. Now, if you haven't seen it, the PS3 controller, it is pretty small compared to the Xbox 360 controller. And once again, I did like the Xbox 360 controller better than I liked the PS3 controller because it just felt better in my hands to play with than the PS3 controller, where you have to have your hands on top like this and you have to have your thumbs close together like this. But on the Xbox One, on the Xbox 360, it just felt perfect. But now they've improved the DualShock 4 controller to where it's a little bit bigger, which is probably a good reason that I didn't like the PS3 controller system was so small. And it's a little bit bigger. They've added new things where it has a indicator in the front, which actually has like a I don't know what I want to call it, a gyroscope, I guess, where if you have the camera, the PS4 camera, you can actually incorporate the controller with it, which is pretty cool. And it actually has like weight displacement, so if you have all the it's just pretty awesome how they're doing new things with the DualShock controller. And also, they've added a touchpad to the controller, which will act as your start button. So if you're playing the game, you have to just press the touchpad. It is a button. I didn't know it was going to be a button, but I guess it is a button, of course. But you press it, it will act as the start button, so you can still pause your games and stuff like that. It has a share button, and I think it has an options button. But yes, they have improved the DualShock 4 controller, and I'm ready to see what it feels like and see if I like it better than like the Xbox 360 controller. Now, I'm going to talk about the incorporated capture card, where you can capture your gameplay and share it on to YouTube and all the other social media sites. Now on PS4, they have a capture card, and like I said, you don't have to have PS Plus to use it, and you can record up to 15 minutes. Now, we don't know if it's going to be HD or how the quality is going to look or anything like that, but it allows you to record 15 minutes. Now, I'm pretty sure it won't be top-notch HD like if you were recording with an Elgato game capture, and that's also something I'm going to talk about later on. But it allows you to record 15 minutes, so I guess that could be a Call of Duty Ghost gameplay right there that records the 15 minutes, and that won't be enough to record a Madden game unless you will split it in half and stuff like that. But yeah, it allows you to record your gameplay, which is a good thing. And the PS3 and the Xbox didn't allow that, and now they're adding this because I guess they found out about the YouTube gaming network, and not the network, but the community, where people like to record their gameplay, and they wanted to have the option where you can do that. Okay, so now I want to talk about the storage that comes with the PS4. If you know that the PS4 and the Xbox One both, they come with a 500GB hard drive inside. In the PS4, it allows you to replace the hard drive. So if you want to use digital games and you want to buy your games on, I'll say the games, they're pretty large now. And I'll say if they're 50GB each, you can download 10 games, but 10 games isn't a lot. So what if you want to update your hard drive to like a 3TB hard drive? I think that's like 6 times as much, so that'll be 60 games instead of 10, right? Yeah, so that'll be awesome that you can replace your hard drive. And in the Xbox One, you cannot replace your hard drive, at least not on day one, but you cannot replace it. But on the PS4 you can, so that is a good thing that they allowed, which I think you can replace it on the Xbox 360. and you can replace it on the PS4. So I don't know why they took it out of the Xbox One. It's like they did a downgrade. But yeah, you can replace the hard drive. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that to mine because I really don't download many games digitally. On my PS3, I just had Grand Theft Auto 4. I had a few DLCs and I had San Andreas, but I didn't really have many games downloaded. I have my games in the CD where I can have my collection and stuff like that because I actually like that better. It's pretty cool. But yeah, the PS4 has a 500 gigabyte on hard drive on day one, and you will be able to replace it. And now when I say I was talking about the Elgato Game Capture HD and the PS4, if you didn't know, the PS3 had a copyright, I think it was xxTECHISMASONxx, where you couldn't record your gameplay directly from HDMI, so they had to have some kind of workaround where you had to use component, or in the Elgato they had some kind of custom HDMI thing where they would have to try and convert and take out the copyright so you can actually record your gameplay, because Sony, it had Blu-ray and it didn't want you to copyright any games, so they didn't allow you to record regularly, so you had to find a workaround. But on the PS4 it doesn't have components, so that might be harder to record your gameplay if Sony actually puts the HDCP copyright back on the HDMI, and that'll probably be really bad because what you do, you'll have to get a converter box, which is about another $50. You have to get a DVI cable. It'll just be more junkier if you try to record with the PS4, because on the Xbox One they do not have that. You can actually record when you're playing games with your Elgato, which was much easier. You just had an HDMI in, HDMI out, and a USB right to your computer, and bam, you were set. But on the PS4, on the PS3, it was a little bit more complicated, and I hope that they do not add this to the PS4. We haven't heard any official news about the HDCP. I've seen some videos about it. I've seen someone call a Sony person. They said they don't think it will have it, but he didn't sound pretty sure. So I hope that they'll have the HDCP, and if they don't, that'll be a great thing for them. And yeah, because that really affects the gaming community. If you want to record PS4 gameplay, you would have to buy some more parts and more things to actually record it, which makes your setup more junkier, which is probably already junkier right now. Like, I don't even have my 3 monitors yet, and my setup is pretty junky right now. And I don't even have everything I have. I don't even have my PS4. I don't have anything really for my gaming setup. So if I had to get more things like the converter box, I've actually seen a tutorial. If they do have HDCP, I'll actually do a tutorial on how to record your gameplay, but I really hope they don't have that, and Xbox did a good job by not having that. So now we're going to be talking about some features that's in the Xbox One, which they've upgraded from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. Now in their event, when they was talking about the Xbox One, they really focused on mainly integrating TV with your Xbox One, because Xbox One, they're trying to make it where your Xbox can be the main part of your entertainment system, where you can have your DVR set, your DVR, is that right? Your cable box plugged into your Xbox One so you can watch TV from the Xbox. And yeah, they've added some things like that, and that really didn't impress me enough, because why? I don't know, some people might like that, like normal consumers may like to have everything hooked up to one thing, and they can all watch it in their entertainment system in their living room. But me, I'm going to have my setup right here, and I have a TV over there, so I really won't have the use of doing that. But they've also added some multitasking features, which is, I'm not sure how it will work, but it's like you can be Skyping someone while you're playing a game, which is pretty cool. Then it comes with the Connect, so they added that, which is a good feature. They added Skype while you can play a game, so that's pretty cool. I just said the same thing twice, but you can be Skyping someone and you can be playing the game. Not about to say it again. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's cool that they did that. And now they've updated from whatever they had to play movies on the Xbox 360. Now they have Blu-ray, which was another huge feature for the PS3 marketing over the Xbox 360. It has Blu-ray, but now they both have Blu-ray. And that kind of gets into it again, where I think Microsoft has HDCP on when you're watching movies, but then when you're playing a game, they take it off so you can record your gameplay like that, which is pretty good. I think Sony should do the same thing, because no, I don't copyright movies. Who does that? But yeah, I heard some people do that for a living. It's crazy. I was gonna say tragic, but yeah, they've added Blu-ray to their system, which is a good thing. Sony can't say that they have that over Xbox anymore. And on the game capture that they have inside of their Xbox One, it's not really good, because like I said about the PS4, you can record up to 15 minutes, and on the Xbox One, you can only record up to 5 minutes. You can't record really anything with that. Like if you're playing a Call of Duty game, I'll say the only thing you can probably record with that is like a one in the chamber match, because you have one bullet, you have 3 lives, and it'll probably be in Nuketown or something to try and get it over at 5 minutes, because most games go over 5 minutes. So unless you try to make more files, recording over and over, which will probably be junky, you have to be worse. But like I said, Xbox does have it where you can record with the Elgato directly. So if you don't want to use that, you don't have to. But for people that don't do it in the game community and they just want to share some gameplay with their friends, then they will have to use this 5 minutes of gameplay that Microsoft allows, which is alright, but it's not good enough. And also about the hard drive and the storage, you cannot update the storage directly on launch day. I'm not sure if they're going to allow it later in some future models, but right now you cannot replace your hard drive. You're stuck with 500 gigabytes, and unless you use digital games and you want to buy your game digitally, that's plenty storage. But if you want to buy some games, you can only buy about 10 to 15 games, which is not enough for me. And 10 15 games, yeah. So yeah, that's the hard drive, and those are the new features that I'm going to be talking about. So let's go ahead and get to the next thing I'm going to be talking about, which is the design. Okay, so if you've seen the Xbox One and you've seen the PS4, you know that they have a huge size and design difference. When the Xbox One was released, it was huge. It looked like a VCR, as everyone compared it to, and this thing was huge. It's like, it's flat, it has barely any design, it doesn't look cool to me at all. If I had the Xbox One, I would probably try to hide it behind my monitors or something like that, because it doesn't look appealing unless it's under a TV stand or something like that. And the fans are on top of the Xbox One, so you really can't place anything on top of it, so it wouldn't look that good. And it's pretty huge. It's huger. It's bigger than the Xbox 360. I think it's bigger than the original PS3, which is pretty large. And it's just not a good size. And also, it doesn't have the power brick included into the Xbox One. So you have the huge console, and then your power cord, you have another huge brick, which is really bad for cable management. And I really did not like that in the Xbox 360. And I don't see why they couldn't include the power brick into the Xbox One, since it's already that large. Why they couldn't include it into there? Because if you've seen the PS4 is really small. I think it's smaller than the PS3, and yeah, the power brick is included in there, so you have a normal small console with a small cord, so that is very good. And also, I don't think the fans are on top. The design looks cool the way it is. I think it's jet black now that they're calling it. No, I don't think it's jet black anymore. I think the old PS3 was jet black, and the new PS3 is another kind of black, but it's still black, and it looks pretty cool. But I don't see why they have the little slanted design that they have, because how will you set it up against a wall? It'll have to be poking out like that. But I guess that's good for the cables. But I don't know, they just decided to do that. It looks pretty cool. It looks sicker than the Xbox One, of course, because the Xbox One, that's just a tragedy right there. I don't know why they did that, why it's so huge. I guess they had to do that because, nope, I don't know why they had to do that. It's not really needed to do that. You see, the PS4 has a better graphics. Oh, let me talk about that now. The PS4 has 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, and the Xbox 360 has 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, so the RAM on the PS4 is a little bit faster, which will help with loading speeds. If you're playing campaigns, it'll load faster during the loading thing. Like on the PS2, I would sit through a whole like 10 minutes of loading after the game gets a scratch, and that'll be bad right there. But now that they have more RAM, the loading speeds will get faster, and the PS4 graphics card is 50% faster than the Xbox One graphics card. But let me say that you probably won't really recognize it unless you're like a huge PC gamer, where you recognize things like 60 frames per second is different than 59 frames per second. You probably won't recognize the difference, but I still want to point that out just for people out there that are into that. Yeah, the PS4 graphics is better than the Xbox One, and I think they're gonna handle, if you're playing the same game on both consoles, you probably won't recognize it unless you're trying to recognize it. But yeah, that's that. And as I was saying before that, I was talking about the size, wasn't I? Yes, the PS4, the size is much smaller than the Xbox One. It's like Xbox One PS4. But yes, that's a huge difference right there. Like on my setup, where I wouldn't have any space for the Xbox One unless I put it under my desk on top of my printer, which I wouldn't like to reach down there and insert the games every time. But like I have it with my PS4, I could actually put it behind my monitors. I could put it on a wall mounted shelf, which is what I'm probably gonna do. And yeah, the size of the design on the PS4 is a huge win to the PS4. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about some game exclusives on both consoles. Now, if you didn't know, Xbox, they have some exclusives, and PS4 has some exclusives, which is another huge difference on it, which one you're going to be deciding. Like, if you play Halo a lot, and that's probably your favorite game, you would have to go with the Xbox One, because Halo is only on the Xbox One, Halo 5 to be exact. I think it's Halo 5, or are they just calling it Halo? But Halo's going to be on the Xbox One. They have Dead Rising 3, which is like a zombie game where you play zombies and stuff like that. Like zombies, I don't think it's a Call of Duty Ghost, so Dead Rising 3 would actually be a good alternative to play if you like playing zombies mode. And also they have Titanfall, which also looks amazing. That's probably a main reason I'm going to be getting the Xbox One later on. I'm not going to be getting the Xbox One on launch day. I am getting the PS4 on launch day, but I'm not getting the Xbox One on launch day. But I will be getting the Xbox One sooner or later, because it's my job to get some of the latest tech and do my reviews and opinions over it, and I just want to, because Titanfall, that looks like an amazing game. I actually like playing Halo myself, but I don't like it more than playing Call of Duty and Madden and stuff like that, which Madden is on both systems. So yeah, they also have Forza Motorsport 3, which is another like driving racing game, and those are some of the exclusives on the Xbox One that I've been hearing about, some of the main ones. And on the PS4 they have Killzone Shadowfall, which looks awesome to me. They actually played that game in the trailer. It's like a Halo version of Call of Duty Ghost to me. Like, so Killzone is kind of like Halo, but it's kind of mixed with Call of Duty Ghost, which is a cool thing for me. I really never played any other games, because it's like ever since I played Call of Duty, I haven't been playing campaign games, and I'm just going to try and play Killzone, see if I like it, and then that'll probably help me get back into playing campaign, because I never played campaign on Call of Duty Ghost. I tried, but I guess it got boring to me. But I growing up, like I said, I played Crash Bandicoot, and if I get back into campaign, because Crash Bandicoot, that was like my favorite game to play. I had every one of them. And Killzone Shadowfall, that's a nice game because it just looks nice and the graphics look nice. That's the game that they showed at their event, and when they were showing it, I was literally on my bed just watching it, just like, oh my god, this game looks awesome. And I'm ready to play some campaign with Killzone Shadowfall. And they also have Knack, and Knack is like a cartoonish game, and I play Crash Bandicoot, and like I said, I don't really play games like that anymore, like Knack, because it's like a cartoonish kid game. So most likely I won't be getting that. They also show Knack at the event. It looks pretty cool, but it doesn't look cool for me. It looks like a Ratchet and Clank and Crash Bandicoot, all those types of games. So if I do get it, I would be getting it for my nephews and my little sisters to play, because that's the kind of games that they like. They really love playing Ratchet and Clank. So Knack would be a good game for them to play, and it just looks cool for them. It's an exclusive. It's one of the new games that they're coming out with, and yes, on the PS4. They also have Drive Club, which is also another car driving racing game, which is pretty cool because the graphics looks amazing. It looks like a real life car. You're driving, and they also integrated some social where you can actually drive around and incorporate racing teams with other people that have the games. And it's like you guys can be a little club, and you guys can just race people as your team. And yeah, you'll be a team and you'll play with other people. They see your stats and stuff like that. Drive Club is pretty cool. You can actually watch some gameplay on YouTube because they have some on there, and it looks pretty cool to play. And yeah, so that's Drive Club. And they also have Infamous Second Son. And Infamous Second Son, I really haven't gotten into that. I just know that some people like it, and it is an exclusive. And as I'm talking about this, I also want to talk about Watch Dogs, because Watch Dogs is another game, but it's on both Xbox One and PS4. But it has like a little PS4 exclusive where it has more levels on the PS4, something like that. But you get more gameplay when you're playing on the PS4, even though it's not an exclusive. It has an exclusive for PS4. But yes, I was talking about Infamous Second Son. Infamous Second Son is a cool game. I've seen some people liking it and talking about it and saying that that's why they want to get the PS4. That's not the reason that I want to get the PS4. When I get the PS4, the games that I'm going to be getting is Madden 25. I'm going to be getting Call of Duty Ghost. I'm I'm going to be getting probably Killzone and probably Watch Dogs, because Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't think it's going to be available on PS4 or Xbox One. Well, I think it should, since it's just not coming out. Why wouldn't it be available? But they haven't been any official news saying if it would, so Watch Dogs will kind of be my alternative to that. But yes, I'm ready to play, guys. If you guys have been watching this video, you're probably saying that I've been a PS4 fanboy, and if you made it all the way through, that is amazing. This video is probably 30 minutes long, but I did it just for you guys to sit through the whole video and talk to you guys about my opinions. And in my opinion, yes, the PS4 is the better one for me. I just listed all the things that most people will care about, so you guys can choose which one that you want for you. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe if you want more technology reviews, tutorials, tech news, and unboxings on this channel. Everything in the technology category, and the gaming category, so I guess some of that is going to be mixed in as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, like, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video, because I'm Tech is Mason.